I've been a Windows user for more years than I can even remember. I started way back with Windows 95, and I've been on board for every single version since then for both my personal and professional life. And sure, I've been tempted to jump ship to a Mac or even Linux, but I've always stuck with Windows as my go-to operating system. But I've got to be honest, my loyalty has been seriously tested over the years, and never more so than right now. And it turns out, I'm definitely not the only one who feels this way. A former Microsoft programmer, Dave Plummer, recently dropped a YouTube video that really got people talking. Plummer is a bit of a legend. He helped create tools we all know, like the Windows Task Manager and the built-in zip file feature. And what did he have to say about the current state of Windows? He opened his video with two simple words: "It sucks." Now, that's a bold statement, but he didn't just leave it there. He explained exactly why he feels that way. His main argument is that Windows tries to be everything to everyone. It caters to absolute beginners, seasoned power users, and developers all at the same time. The result is an operating system that often oversimplifies things, holding your hand and constantly trying to push you towards other Microsoft apps and services you might not even want or need. Plummer has a fascinating idea to fix this. He suggests a professional mode for power users. This mode would get rid of all the hand-holding and let experienced users operate the system the way they want to, not the way Microsoft thinks they should. And you know what? That's not a bad idea at all. Think about it. Other software does this all the time. I use Adobe Photoshop Elements for my photo editing, and it gives you 3 different modes. There's a quick mode with just the basic tools, a guided mode that walks you through specific tasks step by step, and an advanced mode that unlocks everything. I usually live in advanced mode, but sometimes I'll switch to guided mode if I'm trying something new. Why can't Windows do something similar? It just makes so much sense. But Plummer's criticism goes deeper than just the user interface. He's also concerned about how Microsoft has turned Windows into a massive data collection tool. What he calls a telemetry tool that doesn't seem to respect user privacy. He said in his video, and I quote, "If you listen to the gripes that generate real heat today, there are 3 off for big buckets, privacy, and telemetry. Being forced into a Microsoft account during setup, updates that surprise like a SWAT team advance, and the general feeling that your desktop is the last unmonetized surface in a world that hates. Empty space." Plummer acknowledges that Microsoft needs some data on how people use Windows to make it better. That's a fair point, but he believes the company needs to be way more transparent about what data it's collecting and why. He proposes a privacy ledger, basically a system log that would list every single piece of data, being sent back to Microsoft with a clear explanation of what it is and its purpose. Imagine that level of transparency. And then there's the whole issue with the Microsoft account versus a local account. We all know the benefits of using a Microsoft account to sync settings and files across devices. But Microsoft has become incredibly aggressive in forcing this option on users. With each new update, it gets harder and harder to find the workarounds to just use a simple local account. It feels like Microsoft is treating its users like children, taking away their freedom of choice, and insisting that it knows what's best for them. Plummer's solution is so simple, it's brilliant. He asks, why can't Microsoft just give us a clear screen during setup with 2 simple buttons? Continue with a Microsoft account or continue with a local account. No tricks, no dark patterns. No need to be connected to the internet just to see your options. And if you choose a local account, the OS should explain the benefits of a Microsoft account once, and then respect your decision and stop nagging you about it. after touching on the frustrating and often disruptive nature of Windows updates. Plummer gets to another major point of contention, what he calls ads, nags, and suggestions. He argues that Microsoft has crossed a line. The operating system now feels less like a tool and more like a sales channel for all of Microsoft's other products and services. He puts it perfectly when the OS suggests, hey, maybe you should switch browsers after you explicitly chose another one. That's not onboarding. That's just disrespect. When the start menu shows sponsored apps, you put a price on my attention on my machine. It's this constant feeling of being sold to by your own computer, a computer you already paid for. Plummer believes that to fix this, someone high up at Microsoft would have to make a bold decision to prioritize user trust over monetization. It would be a tough internal battle, but he says it's worth it. Trust is more valuable than any click-through metric, he argues. And that feeling of being disrespected and constantly marketed to is what people really mean. When they say Windows sucks, they're not complaining about the deep technical stuff. They're tired of the experience. And the ultimate irony? Microsoft just keeps proving Plummer's points. Shortly after his video went viral, Microsoft's president, Pavan Valeri, made a post on X, formerly Twitter. He boasted that Windows is evolving into an agentic OS, connecting devices, cloud, and AI to unlock intelligent productivity and secure work anywhere. He was essentially promoting the very vision of an interconnected ecosystem that Plummer was criticizing. Now, Valeri probably expected a round of applause, but that is not what happened. His post was flooded with hundreds of frustrated, even angry, responses from longtime Windows users. One person replied, "Here's a crazy idea. How about MMM? Just give us Windows 7 back. Clean UI, clean icon, a unified control panel, no bloat apps, no ads, just a pure performance OS." Another user pointed out, you can't even correctly implement small taskbar icons, which is something users actually want. You are getting overwhelmingly negative feedback about all this AI stuff, and yet you persevere. Why? And a third person summed it up beautifully. I've been a Windows user for over 35 years. This vision of the OS evolving isn't really something I want. Consider creating a robust, simple, lightweight, and distraction-free version and letting the customer decide. You see, older versions of Windows had their problems, for sure, but at their core, they were platforms. They were a foundation for you to run your applications and manage your files. That's what an operating system is supposed to be. But now, Windows feels like a bloated, messy marketing tool. It's filled with promotions, suggestions, and updates that get in the way of your work instead of helping you get it done. So, the big question remains, does Windows really suck? In some ways, yeah, it really does. But here's the thing, I'm still using it. After all these years, with all its flaws, it's like an old, comfortable pair of shoes. It's familiar, and despite everything, it still gets the job done for me. And what's Dave Plummer's final take on it all? He asks, so, does Windows suck? And then answers his own question. Only when it forgets who it's working for. Most days, it's for everybody, and that's fine. But some days, it has to be for the person who knows exactly what they want and is willing to take responsibility. For asking, give that person a switch, give that person respect, and then get out of the way. And I couldn't agree more. What do you think? Has Microsoft lost its way with Windows? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.